I'm just really passionate about the advances that you see in advertising. And I think one thing that's been, honestly, even before I got here, a big part of my career and that I've always been interested in is the shift between eras and technology. So I
Hmm.
started my career in the telecoms industry back in the day when cell phones were a novelty and no one really thought that that would ever become a thing, right? And it's sort of, we had fixed telephones, and that was, who's going to want to pay all that money for a cell phone? And then there was a massive shift that happened, and all of a sudden the cell phone was the way to go. And then came, I started out at IB working on mobile advertising, which then was a new thing, where everyone
Hmm.
was like, that's never really going to work. Who's going to want to look at banners on those phones? And it wasn't really about that, right? Like the use case was different than what we could imagine. And
Yeah.
now that's like the absolutely biggest form of advertising, and it has a strong link to out of home too. And I think where I am now, it's also a space that, and I said it before, we're the oldest form of advertising, yet in certain ways we're the most modern one. And I think it's telling that story and see how shifts happen is
Yeah.
something that really interests me.